What's up guys, Vex here, and today I'm bringing you a much awaited tutorial on After Effects and editing. I've had a lot of requests for After Effects tutorials, or editing tutorials should I say, and yeah, I finally decided I'm going to do them, and so here you go, here's the first one. Now the first one we ain't going to do too much things that are complicated, we're going to start off really basic and we're gonna see how it goes. When this tutorial hits 10 likes, I will upload the next one, because this is the first one in how I edit an episode, so that you guys can edit your own episodes as well, because I know a lot of people have been requesting them. So really quick, just before we start, I just want to go over your interface. When you open After Effects, this is what you get, or something similar at least. And as you can see, when you click around, they are sort of separated into sections or panels, whatever you want to call it, and yeah, basically they're separated. So this is your project panel. Everything you import into your project will appear here, and this is the area that you're going to have all your gun sounds, your cinematics, your clips and everything else. Anything you import will be here like that. Okay. This is your composition. This is basically your screen. There'll be like a image here, or sort of like a camera where you can see what you're watching. It's basically see what you're editing, not what you're watching. Sorry, my bad. And then you've got your little extra things here, like your audio, your preview, your effects and presets, etc. And down here, this is your layers panel. Anything that you put into a composition will appear here as in a layer form, so you can move in time to the points and cut things down and everything else. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do when you open After Effects is you're going to want to go to File, Import Multiple Files or Single File. Another way to import files is to double click in this empty square project panel thing here, and then you want to click on your thing and import it. Or on the keyboard you want to go Control-Alt-I, and that also brings up your import. And the final way to import things is if you have your documents open, and you can just go to whatever you want to import and you can drag it over to the composition project thing, and then you can open it there. Okay, so let's just import everything that I'm going to use in this community montage. Not that, because it doesn't like that. Yeah, okay, so as you can see, when you've got loads of things imported, it makes it hard to find something in particular. So I like to tidy this bit up right here. So I'm going to create a folder by clicking this little folder icon here. It says create a new folder if you hold your mouse over it, and I'm going to call it clips. Now I'm going to make another folder and I'm going to call it audio. I'm going to make another folder, call it extras. Extras. Make another folder, call it cinematics, and yeah, okay, we'll separate everything else and see what we've got left. Okay, so what you want to do, click on a clip and drag it into your clips folder. So I'm going to do this real quick, and if you hold control, you can click on multiple multiple layers or files or whatever. So I'm just going to select all my clips, and then I'm going to drag and drop them into the clips folder like that. And now that's an audio file. Anything that ends in .mp3, as you can see here and here, they are all audio files. So there's two more clips there, and that's an extra. Okay, so all MP3, they're audio files, so they go in there. That's a clip, that's an audio file, and that's an audio file. Now as you can see, like I just did here, if you can move the sort of the distance between the two panels, so you can either get this section bigger or this section bigger. But yeah, anyway, so that's now nice and tidy. You know, you got your audio files there, your cinematics there, your clips there, your extras there, and I need to make one more for comps or compositions, if that's what you want to call it. Okay, so that's what I do when I first import everything. I haven't actually got everything in here yet. I need to get my intro, some more clips, and I'm also going to be doing a bit of 3D work, so I'm going to need to make them and import them when it's done. Okay, so we've got that. Now we're going to make a new composition. Alright, we're going to call this main comp, which is short for main composition. You're going to want to make sure, I've already got a preset, as you can see here, preset. You're going to want to make sure your width is 1280 pixels, your height is 720 pixels, your pixel aspect ratio needs to be square pixels. Do not let it be anything else, make sure it's square pixels. Your frame rate 59.94, make sure this is on drop frame. It doesn't matter about your start time code, it doesn't matter about your resolution, but your duration you're going to want to change. Now you can change this at a later time, so it doesn't matter, but for now I'm going to set it to 1.5 minutes. So you got seconds there, minutes there, hours there, and this is milliseconds. In fact, I think that might actually be frames, but yeah. So press OK. Now you got a main comp. Now the next thing that I always do first is I make my black bars on my CC layer. I don't actually make the CC itself, but I do have the adjustment layer there ready made. So first off, we'll make an adjustment layer. Now there's multiple ways, like most things, to make an adjustment layer in After Effects, and we're going to go to Layer, New, Adjustment Layer, or you can press Ctrl Alt Y, and that brings up your adjustment layer. Now I'm going to right click on the layer, and I'm going to click Rename, and I'm going to type CC. Okay, now we're going to do black bars. So again, there's multiple ways to make black bars, but we're going to do it. Well, I'm going to show you both of the main ways. One way is much quicker and much easier than the other, but they're both as effective, really. Okay, so we're going to start off by making a new solid. So again, layer, new, solid, or the shortcut on the keyboard is Ctrl Y. Now you're going to want to turn this color black, hence black bars. Okay, so make it black, press OK. Make sure this is the same width and height as your composition. If it's not, you can just click make comp size and it'll do it on its own. So if I just change this now to that, and then I click main comp size, it sets it back to that. Okay, so the first way and the easiest way to make black bars is to go to your effects and presets thing on the right, your little section called effects and presets, and type in CC space jaws. Okay, so you got jaws, drag that onto your black solid layer. If you don't know how to do that, is all you do once you get the little Lego piece kind of thing here, and it says CC jaws next to it, you can either drag it onto the layer here. As you can see, it sort of goes with red with a triangle in, or to be more precise on which layer you want, you drag it onto where it says black solid layer, or your CC layer, or your clip layer, whatever you want your effect on. Okay, so we've got a black solid. Now is what we're going to do is we're going to set the height to 0. We're going to leave the width the same. It doesn't matter what you have this on, whether it's waves, block, robo jaw, spikes, that doesn't matter, you can have it on any. The direction needs to be on 0 degrees, and leave the center where it is. Now the completion is the thing that we need to change. So this does depend on how big you want your black bars and how small you want them. So if I just import a clip into this, I'll drag this clip down here, hover over it. Okay, yeah. Let's just shove it in full res so you can see a bit better. Okay, black solid, yeah. I'm gonna just rename this actually real quick to black bars. Okay. Now your completion, as I was saying, if you play around with it, you see how much it's covered. So I tend to have them for my black bars either 80 or 85 or somewhere in between. This one I'm gonna put on 85. I'm gonna leave it. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it 85 for now. So as you can see, you got your black bars at the top and the bottom here. Okay, that's the first way to make black bars. Now another way, let's just go up to layer, new, solid again. Okay, this is the other way to make black bars. Now this way is a bit more complicated, but and I don't think it's quite as effective, to be honest. I've always used CC jaws because it's much easier, and I found it quicker and stuff. So once you made your solid, yours will already be set to rectangle tool up here, but you're going to want to click the rectangle tool and hold on to it. So click and hold, and it brings up all your your tools here, like your shape tools, and you're going to want to click rectangle tool, and then you're going to want to draw it on. Okay, so I want mine to say that big. That's and this little yellow box, that's called a mask. Okay, so if I drag this down now, there's one black bar right there. Oh, I need to go up one because I can see a little bit of the gap. Right, okay, so that's my one black bar there. And then if I duplicate this layer, okay, so with the mask, if I duplicate it, you can do this by clicking click on the layer and then press Control D on the keyboard, and that duplicates the layer. And then you just take that, holding Shift, and drag it down, and then you have your black bar on the other side. So that's the other way to make black bars. Now obviously the first way you're guaranteed to get them the same size, because if you do it the second way, where you have two separate black bars, you may get different sizes if you don't position them right, because obviously you have to move them up and down, and if you don't position it perfectly, then it might go a bit wrong. Whoa, like that. Okay, so let me just delete these, because that's the second way and I don't use that way, I use the first way, like this. So that's black bars. Now the next thing that I do with my edit is I go to my project tab, I go to my clips, and usually I would select all of them and drag them all into a composition file, but for this purposes of the tutorial I'm just going to show you how to do one. Okay, so you select your clip and then you drag it into the little composition button down here, and then this, as you can see in your project panel, it's made a composition here and it's got the same name as the clip, okay, which you can rename if you want, but I'm not going to. Now as that's a composition, I'm going to drag that into my comps folder, okay, so then I don't need the clip because I'm just going to be working with the comp. So this is what you get when you drag your clip. You get your clip inside a composition, and yeah, that's that. Okay, so first thing, click on your layer, and then you see your audio here. It says audio mutes audio if any. Yeah, you want to click that because you don't want the audio from the original clip, because we're going to put in our own gun sounds in. So that's that way. That's that out the way. Okay. Now as you can see, because this is obviously recorded from theatre, it's got a bit of it's freezed sort of for the first second and a half. So if your clips are like that as well, this is how you trim clips. Okay, you drag this line to the frames where you want your clip to start. Then sorry, on the keyboard the shortcut is B. Now B drags this little thing here. See this little thing that I'm moving now? You can drag that to where you want it to start, or you can just press B and that'll put it to where the line is. Okay, so B for that side, then you go to the end, so B for begin, and N is the end, so we're going to end it there, so let's press N. Then you right click on the work area here. If you hold your mouse over it, it says work area. You right click and then trim comp to work area. So now it's just trimmed it up to the bit where we set it. Okay, so that's the first thing that you do when you put your clip into your comp. And then the next thing is we're gonna add a gun sound. We want our own gun sound. Okay, so we're gonna want to drag the line into place, and then we're gonna want to find the exact frame for where he shoots. Now to get exact is what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to drag this little line down the bottom, or click these buttons, and it'll take it in frame by frame. Okay, so you can see exactly where he takes the shot. Or if you want to do that, if you want to do it slightly different way, you can press Control and the right and left keys, the right and left arrow keys. So we go in frame by frame, either backwards or forwards, and as you can see, my first shot is right there. Okay, so another quick little shortcut on the keyboard is if you want to go frame by frame, if you don't want to go frame by frame, sorry, but you do want to go sort of slow, if you press Control and Shift and your arrow keys, that goes 10 frames at a time. Okay, so this is the frame where he shoots. Now, is what we're going to do is we're going to click on our layer, and then on the number pad on the keyboard, if you don't have a number pad, don't worry, because you don't need to do what I'm doing now, but on the number pad just click the asterisk, and that makes this little marker. Now I find these helpful just because I know exactly where the shot is. If I don't have my my audio, my gun sounds imported already, I make a little marker so I know it starts there. Okay, so this shot is exactly there. So let me just go over to my marker. Now I'm going to go to audio, my audio folder here, and this is where you have your songs and your gun sounds. Okay, at least you should have if you separated them right at the start. And I'm going to get the DSR and I'm going to drag that and I'm going to position it at the start there. Now the problem, if you get like gun sound packs off the internet, off YouTube, is when you look at the waveform, you can see that the actual gun sound does not actually start where the layer has started. And sorry for that, my dog is going psycho. Get down! But yeah, so we're going to drag that so the audio starts there. Then we're going to trim it just by clicking on the end of the layer. Well, I don't need to click on the end of the layer, but hover over the end of the layer and you get these two black arrows facing like the opposite way from each other, and we're going to drag it so it starts there. And then we have our gun sound. So you're going to want to do that for all your shots, and that's it for this tutorial, guys. If you want me to carry on with this series, I'll be doing more complicated stuff in the next one. Hopefully you've learnt something from this from now. Oz, shut up! But yeah. See you later, guys. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. When this video hits 10 likes, I will be uploading another episode of it. So yeah, bye.